Why is there not a larger amount of pressure to demand Robertson resign? I can't really get my head around this. To me, it's a no-brainer. It should be any person who's outraged by what's currently going on should be calling for Robertson to resign.
Today we're going to teach you a lesson that we're not alone in the universe. They have humanoids living among us, and they're from another star. Tell me the name of those critters. My favorite race is called the Corinthians.
Difference a day makes, 24 little hours brought the sun and the my yesterday was blue, dear. Now I'm a part of you, dear.
I do birthday shout-outs. Like, whose birthday is it? Is it your birthday, Baron von Corny Pops? Because if it is, what we try to turn this into, Glenn Michael? You want me to get Paladin on the case, like, you know?
You feel more dead than alive, but you'll save yourself another fight. Cut, 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 cut. Cut, 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 cut. Cut, 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 cut,
Have you heard the news? Something is happening today. Do you remember that lonely night that you went away? Now something is changing. Now look at what you've done. I want to apologize, so pick up your beat and run. Now my darling, my lover, oh my baby, won't you tell me you're coming home? You're coming home. Now I smell the roses and sweetness in the air, full of such happiness, yes, and good times for all to share. Let's put our words into music. get on board and move along. I hear the sweetest song that's ever been sung. Now my darling, my lover, oh my baby, won't you tell me you're coming home? You're coming home. Although we've been hurting, and there's so much in this world that's uncertain, if there's one thing we know, we need never, never be alone. As long as we're together, two into one, there will be no darkness as we are facing the setting sun. Now everything I've ever wanted and all I'll ever need is for you to promise me anytime that you've got to leave, you say, darling, my lover, oh my baby, please tell me you're coming home. You're coming home one more time. Now my darling, my girl, oh my lady, when you tell me you're coming home, coming
Ham sandwich, bucket and water plastic, Duralex, rubber McFisher's underwear. Plug rapid emulsion, sick custard without sustenance in Kipling Duff geriatric scenery. Maximises press insulating devilment, grunting sapphire clubs incidentally. But tonight, Sanpan Bombay Bermuda in diphtheria rustic McAlpine splendour. Rabbit and Fut-Fut-Fooey jugs rapidly, big bio rule liners, must green gauges micturate with nipples and tiptoe rusting machinery, rustically inclined. Good evening and welcome.
Hello.
Foreskin mousetrap view Mount Everest in tray lobotomy in England.
Saddleback, saddleback. Lechery billboard kettle bum, simpering, snuff masticated, bow side, handset, lemonade enterprisingly appetite, rubber eyes, plum joint, curvaceously mucking squirrels.
I see. Rapidly piddlepot strumming Hanover peace pudding mouse rumpling cutlery corridor cabinets.
Sick in a cup. Door jam whisper tap Sunderland shower curtain, iced wallpaper cups, crouchingly, rubber king wrap butter kissing feathers, definitely pheasantry daughter, successfully douche, dinner bottom.
Machine wrapped with butter.
Machine wrapped with butter.
So, nail-attacking butterfly clouts, reputedly. With that I might galvanise sugar. Elbow wrenchingly heartfelt until poor Spain. Perspicaciously raddled mandibles on asinine shoestring drawn to lost three butter machismo, whenever cobbled therein. Good night.
Good night.
Buenos. Good morning. Friday. Morning. Can we have lighter music? Good tune though. That's my mate, Daniel McGeever. What a set of pipes he's got on, man. That's a track from 7 years ago. I never knew that. I'd never seen that video until yesterday. So, Daniel's got he's got a new record out, I think. A new EP. I'll draw attention to it. We've got to represent the local groovers though. Somewhere I've been about Birmingham a bit, but good morning, Kit Kats. It is another day. It's another day. We are all here. Yo, Mick Young. Hey, look at this. I wonder if you can see this. Hold on a second. I'll tell you what, before we do that, right? What about this? Oh, wrong one. Is it this one? Welcome to What the X. Where did I put it? Is it here? Oh, maybe not. Let's see. No. Right, I can make it work. See that there? You should see Mick Young saying yo there. But you can't because I never logged in. But I'm 70% way at getting that sorted out. But I just did it before. Right, so you just need to trust me that Mick Young says yo. Professional streaming, that's me. Morning all, madam guy. Good rising, Bob, what the X family. Hi to you, Leslie. Macapella Music, morning to you. We are, in fact, professionally streaming. I was checking the figures. It's like it's quite high. There's quite a lot of cats watch this. The Kenyans are watching. We can check the analytics. But that's cool. Just keep watching. And Bob we trust. Morning, Baron von McGlinty. Hold on a minute. Let me just look. Just bear with me a second. Maybe I can make this work. Filters. Filters. Plus. No, I can't mind what you're meant to do. You have to control the web page. Interact. What have I done? I take it what I've done. Oh, for God's sake. What does that do there? Nah. You just have to just wait. I'll sort it out though. Anyway, how are we all today? Is everyone joyful? I'll text Mark. Just, it's Friday, right? Just talk amongst yourselves now. I'm gonna find out. I had a choice. I could have not done this What the X this morning and gone to the count at the City Chambers, or because they'll be counting it now, but they've probably counted it all because it's a low turnout. It's like 30% turnout or something. But you know what, right? I'm not being funny. I thought to myself, I'd much rather just sit here, have a coffee, check out who's here, listen to some music, and if they still not finished the count, I'll go up after here. But I thought, why do I want to go and rush to go and stand about a bunch of political twats and apparatchiks? I've been there enough times. So I just thought, like, what would I rather do? I'd actually rather come here, rather do this. So that's what I've elected to do. And, but we'll find out. In fact, let's just phone him. I'll put it on speakerphone. hear that? Okay. Maybe he's slept in. Maybe he's on the stage right now. Maybe he's being a lot. Maybe he's won. Right, he's not answering. As you can see. Good morning to you, James Greatbridge. I'll text him. Mark. What is happening? I better take this off. How's Sonny Dunny? See my networks there, eh? Is that bad? Have I given away? Have I done something I shouldn't have? Yes, I am. Who's going to win this show match thing between Tyson and this other guy? Do we care? Part of me wants Mike Tyson to annihilate the guy. I mean, but I don't know, he's just getting on, isn't he? There's a lot of flooding, isn't there? The global warming is kicking in. Last night, Derry Lasserderg activists highlighted Britain's ongoing occupation of Ireland by changing a sign on the border between Derry and Donegal.
I think of the...
Well, fair play to them, like. What happened to him? folk shouting at him. How many threads have you got? How many does your I'm not really not interested in the liberal meltdown over X. David Jameson, I retweeted David Jameson. What was it he said again? He kind of summarised it quite well last night, as you would expect. Being a man of much of grand intellect. Jameson said this. I thought it was pretty astute. Well, it was pretty accurate. I'm not sensing hysteria after Trump's victory, but resignation. The decamping from X, for example, has less a feel of the huff than a genuine loss of interest in a struggle that feels truly lost. The fight to return to liberal hegemony is being quietly dumped. Leaving when you seem to be losing the argument confirms everything the right accuses their opponents of. Fragility, narrow-mindedness, intolerance of ambiguity or pluralism. But militant liberals don't care anymore. They'd rather get on with life without the grief. Right-wing culture warriors will rue the extent of their advances. In the end, it's a rebellion that leads nowhere. It was largely for a liberal audience, which is now shrugged and turned its back. The thing liberals said would never happen, the normalisation of Trumpist-type politics, has happened in the most spectacular style. It's the new normal. And that feels as good a point as any to conclude that the fight that opened in 2016 is basically over. Of course, it will go on. It must. With the Dems beginning another campaign for 2 years' time. Everywhere life goes on, and so does party politics, but changed in ways both imperceptible and obvious. No one seems bothered to defend the lost paradigm anymore. And I think that is a really very, very sharp analysis, and it chimes with what we know to be the truth about bourgeois liberals in general. It goes back even to Malcolm X's Fox and the Liberal, you know. The duplicity, the fakeness, really, you know. And so long as they feel like they're in ascension, you know, they've got the most important voices, etc., etc. But you just see them slink off, you know. And that's what that kind of blue sky exodus is as much to do with, you know, a kind of like creating their own bubble, their own safe space where they can retreat to pretend that their rules and ideas about society and culture are still maintained in these digital landscapes. I think one of the things that's most kind of embarrassing for all of these people that have made this grand proclamation about leaving X, well, it's full of issues, it's full of holes, you know. But there's a sort of deeper question to be asked as to about the psychopathology of how we use social media and how it has integrated so much with our everyday existence and our perception of existence and our perception of ourselves and where we sit within what might be deemed reality or virtual reality or something. And I think one of the interesting things about it is that there's a lot of this kind of talk, you'll have seen it, you know, they come onto X to proclaim that they've gone to the other platform and that they've gone to this other place and they've performed, they refer to it as a migration, etc, etc. But they haven't packed their bags and bought a ticket and flown to another geographic location with a completely different climate. They've downloaded another app onto their phone and they've pushed a different button where they can then go and, you know, emote into the digital void, essentially, you know? So the point is, it's like, where's this, to me there's this sort of dissonance. You know, it's like, you haven't gone anywhere. You've pushed another button on your phone and you don't have the followers or the sort of sense of connectivity that you have on this place, so you keep coming back to this place. It's quite weird, you know. I allowed myself to think about it for a moment or two last night and just gave up. I couldn't be bothered even thinking about it, the sort of weirdness of it, the sort of it's the kind of pantomime, the self-deception that these people seem to have invested in. Fundamentally, as with all of this, you know, digital social media pathology, it is a question of narcissism, collective self, you know. It's a bit early in the morning to be rabbiting on like this, but it's very strange to watch Plum Logic. When I say plum, I tend to think it tends to be a pejorative. I can see how I can see the. Look, we'll just bolt then if you want to bolt. Those bairns singing "Happy Birthday to the King" at a fucking food bank. Kim Jong-chuk. Right, what's the He's not got back to me. Maybe he's not even there. What's that, 10:25? I don't know what time the count was getting announced. I should have read all the emails. I never read a single email. Oh, here we go, 8:30 in the morning. As of this morning, 5,438 postal votes that have been issued. Of the 5,438, we have received back 2,083, 38% of the total. Miguel says, with the casual users, it's purely performative, but with media outlets, etc., it's more of a cop-out. Beldam Lascar framed it brilliantly regarding The Guardian. Leaving the battlefield is unforgivable. Absolutely, totally and utterly, 100%. When I was venerating X as a platform the other day, a few people messaged me and stuff because they can't distinguish between Musk and the platform. And even though Musk is dominant on the platform, it's also an aspect of kind of neoliberal and mainstream liberal culture where there's always this deference. All the people who I've known in my life who have feigned to be anti-establishment and rebels have in recent years exposed themselves to be some of the most, you know, most supine kind of supplicants of the actual establishment, just total fakes. And I think that something like this is an interesting time period because now you do have a kind of resurgent right. It's really horrible, you know. Kind of very palpable expressions of racism, you know, a genocide and a conflict of imperialism in modern times right on our doorstep that we're supporting. And all of these so-called, you know, cultural commentators and all these people that have been so keen to just bloviate, you know, and it's, you know, perpetually on the mainstream broadcasting platforms for the last few years. They've got nothing to say. They've got absolutely nothing to say, because anything that they would say that was actually of any substantial critique would jeopardise their position of actually getting dollar from the bourgeois establishment, from the neoliberal establishment. So there you go. And the artists. Don't make me laugh, especially in Scotland. Nice to see though, there are some there's some positive shoots to see. I see green shoots. There is always hope. Katrina Grant, good point. I understand why people don't want to support Musk, etc. But if we need to stay in touch, spread ideas, mobilise, why all split up? There's a good answer to that, because those people aren't interested in spreading ideas or mobilising. Mark Wilkinson's not there yet, so I have nothing to worry about. I'm not there either. There seemed to be a bit of upset about somebody had gone and put some posters or something on what they refer to as street furniture. I have no idea who was responsible for that. You are unable to view this post because the account owner limits who they view. That's because they blocked me. This is a fallacy, isn't it? This idea of bots and trolls dominating the platform. I don't really get it, to be honest. There's plenty of other people and accounts that aren't bots or trolls. Okay, so this was an interesting story that I saw yesterday that kind of irritated me. Unite. Now, let's be honest. Can it be nice to be a bus driver and be getting abused off people? I don't think anybody would abuse an Edinburgh bus driver. Most Edinburgh bus... Well, there are some like miserable-faced feckers, but most Edinburgh bus drivers are sound. I like the bus drivers, they're all sound. The ones that I ever speak to. Thanks, driver. Cheers. Cheers, driver. Thanks. Thank you. Cheers. Thanks very much. Cheers. Everybody just getting at that. A union is calling for sanctions on the free bus travel scheme amid reports of increasing antisocial behaviour among young passengers. Right, just let's not address the actual problems. Let's just take their bus passes off them. This Niall Fraser guy goes, someone said to me that every bus now is a school bus. Must be horrendous for everyone else. That's a good way of saying that you've never been on a bus. But it wouldn't have been an election campaign without Chris getting in there. Go get him, soldier. Another day. What an addition he is to our local culture, eh? What did we do to deserve him? What did we do to deserve any of them, to be honest? But then, you know, if you go to, for example, if you go to Colin, none of these people, you know, if you go around, if you speak to people in Collington and that, where this particular by-election is, it's like, they're nice people in that, but they're just getting on with their expensive lives. They don't really know. Just got their nice wee houses and that, and it's just like they're just cut away from everything, and it's like, oh yes, we live in Edinburgh, it's lovely, it's a wonderful city. Oh, it's beautiful, it's a beautiful city to live in. Scott Arthur, you're a lovely chap, yes. Sheila Gilmore, brilliant. This is what we got to deal with. It's careful, Rona. You'll get us. You'll get us punted. A face you'd never tire of taking a frying pan to. Comedy frying pan sound. This was a belter by Harman. Says it all, eh? Shh, shh. Just go. Pepe says, shh, just go. I like that, Derek. I think that's good. There's no bigger bot or troll than the MSM. The original Gaslighter. Fannies by Gaslight. A face that looks like it's already had a few frying pans taken to it. I'm never, like I said, you know, people can't help how they look. Here he is, there he is. The two of them, two absolute scumbags, like, you know. Arthur is the worst, you know. How Arthur is the indictment on South Edinburgh and its detachment to reality. That's what you get. Just the original, the OG opportunity. See if Arthur actually rose through the ranks of I mean, it is impossible because he's that much of a teapot. But see if he did. He's the guy that would push the red button. You know what I mean? If you ended up with him in charge of defence. He's the guy. He would claim it was some kind of, like, you know, in the interests of new travel policy or something to rearrange the roads somewhere. But he would. Dearie me. These look like the sort of folk that I want to have. They look like they give a fuck about what's wrong with the world, right? These two. Fucking absolute teapots, man, honestly. That's another belter by Harman that he put up yesterday. Topper. So where's my John says, do you think Gilmore is going to win then? They definitely, like I say, you know, they were out. They had quite a lot. They had a big squad out, regular. They were constantly out there. So they definitely wanted it. It's a really low turnout. What do you think, John? I hope, obviously, I hope that she doesn't win. That's the point of us trying to participate, really. there's total voter apathy, right? Nobody can stand anything to do with politics. So it's really old biddies and that. So it's like she could sneak it. Donald thinks the Lib Dems, yeah, I think maybe the Lib Dems were going for it like hardcore as well. So maybe if the Lib Dems have took it from Labour, then it's still pish, obviously, because it's just this nonsense, idiot party political pantomime. But I'd like to think that Labour have lost it, which would be great. Let's be honest, right? If I could go up there and that little dwarf hasn't won, I would be pretty pleased. I'm not gonna lie. That's really what I was hoping for. So let's try this guy again, right? See that? A lot of folk didn't really grasp what's going on. Why am I only getting... Let's try the following. I don't know why it's... Justin Welby. If I've influenced it by a handle of votes, that would be superb. It would be. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Back in a sec.
I'm well aware of the definition of genocide, and that is why I've never described this and referred to it as genocide.
As an international lawyer, I thought the comments of the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, were unhelpful. This matter is actually currently before the International Court of Justice in a case that South Africa has brought against Israel with the support of many intervening states. And there have also been numerous statements by Israeli officials at the highest levels indicating genocidal intent.
אנחנו בני האור, הם בני החושך, והאור ינצח את החושך.
אין חשמל, אין מזון, אין מים, אין דלק. הכל סגור. אנחנו נלחמים בחיות אדם.
Now, while I understand that the Prime Minister doesn't want to get into the details or take a position, his comments could be read as implying that it categorically cannot be genocide, when in fact the issue is very much live.
Why are Israel even playing in the Nations League? Exactly. Steve Hall is a very interesting guy. If you're on X, I would recommend that you follow Professor Hall 1955. Trump's refilling the swamp. His appointments are a toxic mix of hardline Zionists, bonkers evangelical Christians, warmongering neocons, and economically illiterate libertarians, opposed only by a zombie ex-left crippled by high school identity politics. Being a realist is hard. Tell you what, man, didn't miss, like. See, this is the thing, right, as we come to terms with what's going on. This is what, forgive me for being a little, somewhat mute on these questions, but I've put up with quite a lot of shit over the last 5-6 years. And the people that are slinking off now, who are, you know, throwing the dummy out the pram and pissing off to these other, apparently, oh, I've gone somewhere else because I've put on a different app on my phone, sort of thing. This is your grand battle against racism and the right, you know. Significant sections of those sort of, you know, in the online verse, shall we say. You know, they've done a lot to try to discredit me or attack me for my politics, when in fact they had no politics. They never had any politics in the first place. They're complete pretenders. They're fakes. And they certainly were never socialists, despite all the grand claims that they would put in their bios. So, you know, I probably have a lot to say about what's occurred. But these are the people, the same people who are now pissing off in their big dummy out the pram, you know, going to their safe space, you know. It's like, they want to call me a fascist. They've even called me an anti-Semite at times, things like that, you know. So, I don't have any sympathy for these people. On a fundamental, I've always known them to be what they are, which is liars, hypocrites, frauds. You know, I could go on. But, you know, it's like what Miguel was referencing what Belden Lascar said the other day about the Guardian, like leaving the battlefield. That is absolutely correct, because so much of our contemporary discourse is derived from this medium, from this pool, from this peculiar soup of online discourse. And it's, some of these people are but look, okay, let's just get something straight. Let's just get it down to the nitty gritty, okay? We're talking about the Vampire Castle here. When I made the film last year, I'll play it maybe this week or something, because it's a year since I made it. It's a film about Mark Fisher's essay, okay? It's not really a film about Russell Brand. That's the whole point. That Mark Fisher's essay, even with his essay, was the reason his essay kind of was attempted to be buried was because he used Russell Brand as an example of class prejudice. And it was a perfectly valid example to use at the time. It was a perfect, in the temporality, in the time and everything, it was exactly the correct example to use. Brand's behaviour as an individual, or what he does or doesn't, is kind of irrelevant to it. And so much of the critique that I received from that, again, from kind of bourgeois liberals and all these so very intelligent, clever people, they completely blindsided. They just missed the point. It's either willful or just genuine ignorance, you know. And because they have such a blind spot to class, they have no connection to class politics, and they have an inherent class prejudice. They don't like working class people, right? They didn't like them. They condescend them, they criticise them, they denigrate them. You know, if you could expose the inherent inculcated class prejudice of the bourgeois liberal, they would be wearing a hood and burning crosses in the gardens of the schemes, right? They despise working class people, yet they want to feign to be socialists, etc., etc. They're an embarrassment. They're an embarrassment to the concept of intellect, quite frankly. But they're also very nasty, and in this period of identity politics, with the notion of the Vampire Castle, never forget, cancel culture came from the left. Cancel culture came from the left, but not the left in terms of what we understand the left to be scientifically, which is a position opposed to capital that looks to unite the largest force ideologically against capital, that being the working class, a class-conscious working class. No, the left that we're talking about is the neoliberal left, which is the identitarian left, which is essentially the left that can parasitically feed from the bourgeois establishment. So Creative Scotland, the arts, the professional managerial class, the very good boys and girls who like to work in the government and wear all their rainbow badges and make out that they're also diverse and into equality. They're not into anything other than themselves. They're into getting a good deal for themselves. And now the landscape has changed, and all of these people are suddenly like, oh, they're all slinking into the darkness, you know? Like I say, the film, the vlog, whatever, you know, was an appraisal essentially of Fisher's phenomenal essay, which was never challenged. And what we'll do, because I think it's literally a year since I brought that out, we'll do a wee deep dive into it. Maybe on Monday even, and we'll look at a little piece of, I'll talk about some stuff about it that I haven't mentioned. Some really weird stuff happened when I was making that. It was quite fascinating. And I'm very proud of that piece of work. And I worked like a dog on that, you know. And again, the way that it was, you know, the way the Scottish bourgeois establishment and the pen smiths and that, especially a lot of cowardice. The defining aspect of Scottish culture over the last decade is absolutely quintessence of cowardice. We are a cowardly culture, especially our middle class intellectuals. You're all cowards, you know you are. You've not got the integrity or the balls to say what has actually got to be said. And but that's okay, it doesn't matter, because the landscape's changing. And you're either going to have to find a set of knackers or you just fuck off, because it's pretty obvious where the line's going to be drawn, you know? But there's aspects about what Fisher they're such horrible people. They even propagated this idea that Fisher wrote that essay because he had become mentally impaired because of his depression, and they say that he turned his back on it, but that's not true. That wasn't true at all. And there's some language from the horse's mouth that utterly refutes that claim, you know, that I didn't know about, I was unaware of, and only found out latterly. Posh socialists. Totally. Morons. Amir from Gaza. We in Gaza are dying of hunger every second. There is no tent. The cold is killing us. There is no food or winter clothes. Please help us with money to buy and do not ignore us. Right, Mark's still not there. Which I'm going to be there. Professional outragers. Professional ragers. When was this? 9:25. The count is underway at Waverley Court for the Collington Firmerhead by-election. Look, there they are. There's the postal ballots. Never mind this. I've got that same shirt. I'm going to wear that tonight and stop. Turn those machines off! Turn those machines back on. I like how people apologise for being late. Morning all, sorry I'm late. Not good enough, Smithers. 10 lines of detention. Sorry for my attendance today. I'm in a meeting. I'll be feeling on catch up. Love you all. We'll let you off this time. We'll let you off this time. You know that thing that I started off with the was it machine what's it? Machine butter machine. It's from Rutland's Weekend Television, you know. And they don't make them like that anymore, do they? I'm deeply proud to share one of the most profound achievements of our advocacy services over the past 3 years. In a country where drug-related deaths remain tragically high, none of the clients supported by Favo UK's advocacy services have died while in our care. That's over 3 years. This stark contrast to national statistics is no coincidence. It's a testament to the transformative power of our holistic, person-centred approach. Our work goes beyond addressing substance use. We tackle the wider systemic issues that often perpetuate addiction, including barriers to housing, benefits, and access to high-quality treatment. By empowering individuals with advocacy and unwavering support, we provide not just a pathway to recovery, but a safety net that saves lives. At Favo UK, we believe every life is worth fighting for. These results reaffirm that independent advocacy, when done right, it's not just a service, it's a lifeline. The achievement is a powerful reminder of what can be accomplished when we focus on the person, not just the problem. Together, we are proving that change is possible, one life at a time. Well done, Anne-Marie. Lib Dems have twice the number of votes than Gilmore on first preference so far. It could be curtains for Gilmore, eh? I like this. Cop W. I was also in a meeting. We had serious business to discuss, like different types of milk and Christmas markets. Can I get a gig where you work? Sounds like my kind of place. Right. What kind of milk are we going to have in this place? Let's take a vote on it. Laura Ashley Curtins. Totally. Kath Kidston. What's this? I'm getting a lot of strange messages of late. It's not really that unique for me. It's because I realise this now, I've pushed buttons that have allowed me to be notified. I didn't necessarily think that was a good idea. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Oh wait, here's the thing. Have I got any on this? Hold on a minute. Can I not? Is that a video? It's a video. Well, let's have a look. Look, I've got 4 votes. Hey! That's bloody great. 4 votes. I tell you what, that's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased. We're on 4. Right, what else have we got here? So who's Neil Cuthbert? I thought it was it not a woman that was the 4 votes. Labour did throw a lot in. What do you mean, Roots Home? 4 votes, that count for a lot? That does count for a lot. What are you trying to say? Morning, Zambo. Do you realise what area this is? That's good, man. This could be. I tell you, it would be great. It'd be great if Cuthbert is a Tory. Yeah. So the Tories are leading them, and then what? But what's the? So is that Laura Watson Spence? Is that the Lib Dem? Is it? And then where's Wilkinson? Where's he? Wilkinson's on 56. That's good for Mark as well. Mark worked hard, man. Trust me, Mark worked hard. Mark was just there, just talking, and Mark was there day and night, like, you know. Hats off to Mark. He was there constantly. Sorry to see David Henry not, but this is early doors, like. So it's looking grim for Gilmore, right? Is it looking grim for Gilmore? What do we reckon? Brilliant. Is that? Come on. Is Gilmore's not getting it, right? That's in the bag for the Lib Dems. What do we reckon? This is going to be great. Many more to count. Brilliant. Kill less, I like it. Absolutely fucking brilliant. Brilliant. The genocider. I mean, let's not pretend that there's any sort of grand achievement in getting some other party political bargain. But to we didn't want Gilmore. There's no way she's going to recover from that. No danger. Yeah, fucking dancer. Clearly, the voters of clearly the voters of Ward 8 do not want the face of genocide. They don't want the face of genocide. They do not want the face of genocide representing Ward 8. Sad selfie from Chris Murray in front of the empty ballot boxes later today. I better get myself up there, eh? Brilliant. I like this. Gil Less. Gilles, oh, that's great, man. That's brilliant, man. They were out there. They were out there wandering about, trudging about, all taking their selfies. If Gilmore doesn't get it, claim the victory. Of course it's a victory. Anybody that can't say that, of course it's a victory for What the X. This is a victory for What the X. The people have spoken. We said don't vote Labour. We said don't vote Labour. This is a clear message. I can't share that image. I'm not sharing that image publicly, but that's very funny. Congratulations, everybody. Well done. It's looking good. It's definitely looking good. Few minutes left. Yes, Selassie, you don't know. This little tune, yeah. Play for Gilmore. Gil West. Right, well, I have to. Oh man, you don't know how. That's brilliant. Perfect. I mean, the fact it's a Lib Dem. That's another matter. But it's not going to be Gilmore, is it? Let's be honest. Bella Caledonia's unblocked me. That means I get to read their long form essays. I'll tell you what, that's a decent amount of traction for Bella Caledonia. He must have written something interesting. It's hard to believe. Let's have a look. Who's wrote it? Oh, Mike's written it. He must have written it. I'll maybe look at that. He can write, he's a good writer. Kimmy didn't get on a bit better than that, but he can write, he's a good writer. Blah, blah, blah. Right, okay, well, I can't always just be like full of beans, like, you know? But I'm buoyed. I'm buoyed. Gravy train to replacement bus service for it. I may go to see Adrian Sherwood tonight. Depends, but we'll see. But what can I say? Thanks everybody for joining me on this casual surfing Friday. We now get a sense. I've already got 4 votes, right, and that means a lot. You're like, you don't know. Honestly, that means a lot to me. To have achieved 4 first choice in a tiny turnout, right, in the wealthiest suburb of the city, essentially, where most people are voting. Most people are voting in that part, and to already have got 4 first choice preference votes. Respect to whoever those cats were, those 4 cats that put me first on the list there. And it's small steps. Right, I'm leaving us with a great track. It was just released yesterday. It's one of my favourite artists. It's Prodigy. It's 1980s Wild. I'm going to leave you to this. I hope everybody has a fabulous day. I'm going to go up to the camps now and watch them all get angsty when I go in, because they're all a bit freaked out by me. They always get a bit wound up by me. It's him. Oh no, it's him. Oh no, look at it. Oh no, it's him. It's Bob. Oh no, what are we going to do? Shit. That's what they all get like fucking weirdos. Right, have a brilliant weekend. Have a lovely Friday. I'll catch you on Monday. Ciao.
When they say blood money, them probably want to come for me. Suppose me tell you about Siaga and the CIA, and what them use to destabilize the economy, and who they set the order bringing guns at Tivoli. April 22nd, 1978. Jacob Miller, Bucky Marshall, Claude on a stage. Molly call out Manley and Siaga, them say pace. But beg you pre them face, and then go check the dates. Not even a year after, in a 79. The murder Claude must have shot him 40 times. 1980s wild, me tell you in a March. The murder Bucky and New York, Jacob did in a crash. Now I have to tell you, we happen May 11 from your best of them we kill you. But the message we no give up, me say nothing no ship up. Just slip up, them a lip up with the things where them a keep up, is a stick up. I know they not gonna teach you this at school, no. But you don't know what soldier make a rule, though. And anytime you try to make a move, yo, it come be like you have something to prove, yo. You coulda graduated and set your future, and still I feel look out for the shooter. If you a woman, you a get abused, you know she say nothing no they fi do, no. How much you owe the IMF, huh? War, and what the benefit we get, huh? War, a food it say, lock up a Rastafari, bring them in dead or alive, and never one we fi survive. Now everything you hear you can't believe, even if the person that said it was me. Do a little research for yourself and see. Open a book or watch a documentary. Life and death, what the threat. Walter Rodney said best. Once the master is educated, then unstoppable we get. So you see, illiteracy is not an accident. It's precisely why we fight amongst ourselves. I know they not gonna teach you this at school, no. But you don't know what soldier make a